I'm Ellen Gracely, and I teach first grade here at Humboldt Park School. We are K-8 school, and we have adopted the systems thinking program here at the school to work with all of our children, K4 through 8th grade. And systems thinking is a program that we are working with our children so that they can become really good thinkers. This program has habits that allow children to be really good learners, do problem solving, do connections with their world, understand the kinds of things that they do and how they affect another person or another system. We've all done some of the tools that help to develop those habits and get children to become better thinkers in this school. It's something that takes a long time because it's a big paradigm shift. There is no right answer, and it's all about getting children to think, explain their thinking, explain their questioning, answer differently. So it's a big shift, and we are in the process. We've been working on this for about 2 years now. I've been trained. I've gone to Portland 2 times already, and several of our other staff have also been trained to learn and implement this. We're training each other, and we're training the students, and the students are training us. So it's a great program. I strongly believe in it, and I can see the results already.
And the best feelings go up here. Okay, who's going to describe the best feelings in the story? What are the best feelings in the story? Sally?
When they got Miss Nelson back.
Okay, so what feeling would that be?
Happy.
Okay, so really, really happy. I'm going to show that like this. Big, big smile, right? Okay. All right, big, big smile. All right. So what are the lowest feelings in the story? What are the really lowest feelings, like really down there? What would be down there? Liam?
When Miss Nelson told no story time hour.
Okay, so what would that feeling be?
Very sad.
Very, very sad. So let me write that down here. Very, very sad. Okay. All right, very, very sad. Almost right here. And they're being disrespectful. And then what happens? What happens, Ali?
So Miss Swamp.
Miss Swamp comes. Then what happens to their feelings when Miss Swamp comes? What happens when Miss Swamp comes? They get sad. Are they the saddest they've ever been?
No.
No, I think they get sadder because this is the first stage she comes, right? Sad. Sadder. Sadder. Even sadder. And the saddest you could possibly be. And then really, really happy. All the way up here.
To the sky.
And to the sky. Okay, show me with your hands. How does it go? Like this, ready? Here we go. All right. Now let's do a different color.
Hi, I'm Dorothy Schuler. I'm an advanced academic coach with MPS, and I'm here today with Scott Newman, who is a math teacher at Humboldt Park School. Scott teaches grades 6th through 8th at Humboldt Park, and this is his 3rd year teaching springboard math. So, Scott, you started this program 3 years ago. Kind of take us through the route in which you have spent.
For the first couple of years, making that transition to Springboard was not an easy transition for me because I was a teacher that was more teacher-directed in instruction. This year's 8th grade class, though, has been the one class that has been with me for 3 years, and I can really let go now and let them do a lot of the kind of learning on their own or in their groups. So I've seen the benefits through the last 3 years. Sixth grade is always tough. They're coming from a different curriculum and also being, in intermediate and different teacher. By the time they hit seventh grade, they're starting to kind of catch on how Springboard book works, how to use it as a good resource, a good tool, and starting working very well in their small groups, in their discussions about math. And again, this year's 8th grade class, it's very relaxed setting. They don't care who they work with. They know they need to get a task done. A lot of math talk is being discussed in their groups. And it's exciting to see them doing this kind of learning in class.
How do you see this in benefiting them when they go on to high school and then college and further in life? Obviously there are some high schools out there that are working with Springboard. And if they go to those high schools, it'll be a very easy transition. Even students that don't go, I've had a number of them come back who've been kind of your average to even below average math student in class that are very excited about high school because they're excelling in their math classes. They're actually taking some advanced classes also. I think they're very well prepared when they go to high school. They've built confidence in themselves. They know how to talk about math. They know how to problem solve instead of just looking at a question and giving up so quick. They have those strategies now that have been taught through Springboard to help them continue on in their math education. We are not going to do this experiment, because I know how messy you guys are. But I want you to think about it. If everyone has a water bottle, it's the exact same. You poke a hole in the bottom, what happens? Tell me some things that might happen. I know, sounds kind of silly. Jesse. It's going to drain out. What else might happen? Or not happen? Think about that experiment. What are you wondering? What are you thinking about? How fast will it leak? What else? So we have a hole. It's going to drain out. We want to maybe know how fast it's going out. Okay? How much is going to come out? Good. How much water will it?
We have to find how much is going down. So 15 to
What's the next one?
we subtract 16.
To go down to 1.
Each time he goes by 1.5 centimeters.
So one at a, so each time. H and B.
You did not talk about this.
Yeah, you guys
Text feature. Okay, so like that was like the titles and
text feature under
yeah, like one between these two.
but it's like
Diane Bell is the ELA teacher here at Humboldt Park School, 6th grade through 8th grade.
7th through 8th.
7th through 8th, even more special. So she's going to talk a little bit about the strategies that she uses for Springboard. Springboard comes not only in math, but also in English language arts. Plethora of strategies to use within the classroom. And today, Diane, when we were in your class, you must have used 10 different strategies at the same during your entire lesson. So could you talk to us a little bit about that?
Well, at the beginning of the lesson, we did what Springboard often talks about, is beginning with the end in mind, making sure the students get the big picture so that they're prepared for their embedded assessment and they know what skills and knowledge they need to be successful with that embedded assessment.
Mm-hmm. And I noticed that they are extremely comfortable with doing this. How often do you plug in strategies on a weekly basis?
We actually use strategies every single lesson and instruction. Students are constantly engaged and they feel comfortable because the Springboard curriculum allows them to be risk takers. It allows them to feel comfortable by working collaboratively together. And we always take an opportunity to reflect on their learning. And that's where, I don't know if you had a chance to see today, where we use the level of understanding with the red, green, and yellow light, as well as using the QHT chart. And so students are able to take the different strategies, make connections, and then use them in other classes as well.
Very nice. And do the other teachers in other classes notice their capabilities?
They have noticed that they're able to have a better understanding of the text because they are marking the text almost weekly in class. They're diffusing the text, and they know that they also have to not just give an answer, but they have to provide textual evidence. So they're doing that as well in science and social studies.
How do you think this is going to help prepare them for high school and college and beyond?
Definitely going to prepare them for high school because the curriculum is set up where it's a great deal of rigor. It allows them to really expand and analyze themselves as learners as well as the text that they're reading. So it's definitely going to prepare them. I know that I visited some high schools, and some of the novels that we're covering in Springboard, they're not covering them until 11th grade in high school. And students have already read those books and understand them by the time they get there, so they're more than prepared.
So then with that in mind, they should be able to move on to other types of texts in high school.
Absolutely. If they take all the skills and strategies that they've learned and develop and implement them and use them in high school, they'll be very successful.
What is your favorite part about Springboard?
There's so many different parts. I like the collaborative strategies where students are working together and they're learning how not to just work together, but to understand the important role that they play, and to understand that their discussion is not just about talking about the topic or issue, but having meaningful discussions. And it teaches them how to be prepared in the real world when they're working with groups, whether it's for a job or a community activity, and then definitely when they have to work together in high school and college.
Yeah, I put norm consensus because I don't know if they need, I don't think it would be like abbreviation. But I'm I don't know if they mean, I don't think they mean like norm as in like normal. Yeah. They wouldn't shorten the word like that. So it needs to mean something different. And then I put consensus because I'm and then searched, which
Yes, we need to know how to research. Because the way you guys research is take the information, copy it down. Is that researching? No. No, because we need to do what? What do we talk about? Can you just look at one source and gather all your information? What do you need to do? Aiden?
Look at many sources and then take the knowledge that you have found on both of those, like multiple sites, and then put it.
Absolutely. So you look at multiple sources when you're doing your research. So we need to learn how to research the correct way, effectively. Anything else for knowledge? Last call, knowledge. Check your section quickly. Check your book, see what you circled. And double check your mind, see if you missed anything. Okay, excellent. So now we're about to share what the skills are and what you should have under knowledge for unpacking the embedded assessment. So volunteers, what do you have for skills? What we have to do? Volunteers, what you have to do. Angelo, start us off.
exchange ideas in a collaborative discussion.
Okay, so we have to be able to exchange ideas in the skill section, skills, and use a blue marker. Now, if you don't have it, what I need you to do is take out a red pen and you can add it to your list. So if you don't have it, it's okay, but I do need you to take out a red pen and add it to your list. So we're going to exchange ideas. So what do they mean collaboratively? What does that mean? To exchange them collaboratively. What does that mean? It should be more than 2 people then.
Excuse me, no, Vance. You're gonna do, close it down, open it back up when you see the pop up, you're just gonna say update now or something like that. I forget what this message is. You're gonna have to close it back down. Put it back up. Yes.
Me? Oh yeah, do I extrude this in like to what?
Is that your airfoil?
Yeah.
No, just leave it as it is right now. We're trying to figure out, you gotta print that and then it's gonna be your template when you cut out your airfoil.
How do I turn it in? Do I just
You're turning in the Excel sheet that you have to make.
Okay.
Okay, so second, you want to just highlight that. You'll see, because you learned all that stuff. And
Gravity's gonna pull it out.
Down and then whenever we're going to be lifting up the object, so we have to make it straight.
Because you're the